Hello students,
Hello, sir.
how are you? Vikram,
Fine, sir.
Ashwini, Vishnu. How many are there? 3 or 4?
Good evening, sir.
Charan, good evening. Charan came today. We are discussing about the problems of India and then the poverty last week completed now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today we are going to discuss about food security. You know what is the meaning of food security?
Food security, sir.
Food security.
So it's something like minimum
Students.
calories we will be getting for sure.
For
Surely we can get this many calories. That is something like food security.
okay. So here we discussed about the availability of calories of food, requirement of calories of food now in poverty. Now, did you ever see the PDS public distribution system, ration shops? In Karnataka, they call it as the Nyaya Bele Angadi. Did you ever see this type of shops?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Very good. In your locality, these shops are available or not?
Sir.
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Did you see this? Did you ever see a Indira canteen? Where
No,
poorest of the poor
Yes,
people?
sir.
Where which locality? Charan. Charan is
Sir,
very
in
close.
Bangalore, sir.
In Bangalore only. Bangalore only various localities they are running Indira canteen to supply the
Food, sir.
nutrition cooked food at the cost of 10 rupees per meal. 10 rupees per meal. It is a scheme of government. This all comes under the Food Security Act only, isn't it? So we are going to discuss about this food security in detail, historical aspect, everything about the food security today. Are you listening, Charan, Vishnu, Ashwini?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You see, food security basically means getting a 2 square meal a day. Assurance of 2 square meal a day is called food security. You see, in this food security, 3 dimensions will be there. Number 1, availability. Food should be available to everyone, each and everyone, irrespective of rich or poor or village people or city people, urban people. Availability. What government will do for this availability purpose? It has to maintain godowns. These are called granaries. You know what is the meaning of granary? Where the foodstuff is stored is called granary. Next, accessibility. Number 1 is availability. Number 2 is accessibility, means it is within a reach of everyone. It is called accessibility. Availability means government should maintain granaries, different parts of the country. I am going to discuss in detail about in the subsequent time. If you have any doubts, please raise the doubt then and there itself only. Next, affordability. Affordability means enough money should have every individual to buy it. These 3 A's are very essential for food security. The dimensions of food security are availability, accessibility, and affordability. Availability means granaries or godowns or warehouses are to be maintained by the government of India at various parts of the country. Accessibility means within a reach. These godowns are to be maintained all the places irrespective of village, urban, suburban, city, etc. Affordability means again it linked with the poverty only. If people are poor, their income is less, again the problem will raise, doesn't it? What to do with that? Let us discuss in detail afterwards. Now, what is the meaning of food security? Let us discuss now. Food security means, already I told you, 2 square meal a day. Generally, in general, BPL people means people who are living below poverty line suffer, and they could not get 2 square meal a day. Hasn't it? Are you listening, Charan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you see, whenever you observe the natural calamities like floods, earthquakes, epidemics, famines, isn't it? So natural calamities very quite common. All of a sudden, recently in America also it happens. PSA also it happens, isn't it? So tornado. It is like a cyclone in India. There it is called tornado. During these natural calamities, what will happen? Not only poorest of the poor people, but also rich people also displaced, middle class people also displaced. Correct or wrong? Whenever the flood happens, even rich people also will affected by the floods, earthquakes, epidemics. Correct or wrong?
Correct, sir.
So here, during this natural calamities, these are called disasters, floods, tsunami, drought, earthquake. All these are the disasters. During the disasters period, not only poor people, all people will be affected. Rich, middle class, everyone will be affected. Correct or wrong? Isn't
Yes, sir.
it? Now you see here in the starvation. Did you know meaning? Did you know the meaning of the hunger? Wanting of food is called hunger. Correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Now you see here, poor people they always suffer starvation. Starvation means they don't have enough food to eat, isn't it? Now this starvation leads to deaths also. So this starvation prevailing all over the major area, like some particular area is called famine, isn't it? So famine is characterized by widespread deaths of starvation. Deaths due to starvation happens means it is famine is spreading in that particular area. You see, in 1943, Bengal famine killed 30 lakh people, you believe or not, 30 lakh people during 1943. And due to this famine or due to this hunger or starvation, who will be affected? Generally poor, already we discussed it. Agricultural laborers, fishermen, transport workers. In cities, urban areas, casual laborers. These people, they don't get the income. Their income is not sufficient to meet their purchasing of 2 square meal a day. So this is the historical aspect. Of 1947, Government of India made lot of effort for supplying required foodstuffs to the poorest of the poor people through public distribution system. Still, in Orissa, if you observe, Kalhandi and Kashipur. Kalhandi is one of the district headquarters in Orissa, and Kashipur is also one district headquarters in Orissa. These two districts are severely affected by this famine. Next, Boren district of Rajasthan, Palme of Jharkhand. These 4 districts considered as a famine districts, frankly speaking. Always famine prevails in this area. Famine-like conditions prevail in this area. So that's why Government of India realized and made it mandatory to supply of foodstuffs through public distribution system to all over the country. You believe or not, near about 5.5 lakh fair price shops or Nayabeli Angadi shops are available in India. Nook and corner, it covers nook and corners of the villages also. Next, already we discussed who are secured and who are insecure. Secured means automatically those who are having the purchasing power, enough money, landlords, rich people, at least middle class people, they have purchasing power to buy the foodstuffs. Then who are the insecure? In villages and cities, ill-paid occupations are there. Ill-paid means they are low-paid employees. They work hard, but payment will be less. Petty self-employees, casual laborers, beggars, employed in seasonal activities. Some people are employed in the seasonal activities. All these people are severely affected by food or starvation or famine condition, isn't it? You know, agriculture is a seasonal activity or year-long activity. Tell me, Charan, whether agriculture is a seasonal activity or year-long activity.
Seasonal activity.
Why? What is the reason why it is a seasonal activity? During rainy season, harvest happens. During harvest happens, during that time only people get work. Remaining time they don't get work, isn't it? So if a person is agriculture labor, let us assume in rural areas, so he will get the employment only for 4 months to 6 months, not more than that. Minimum 4 months, maximum 6 months. Remaining 6 months, he don't get any income, isn't it? So agricultural countries like India, this type of challenges are more. Seasonal employment, seasonal unemployment, isn't it? See, 6 months only they are employed, that also ill paid, not properly paid, ill paid employees. Already I told you, not remunerative payment may be made to them, some sort of compensation like per day 80 rupees, 100 rupees, like that they will get. And in this, already we discussed social groups in rural areas and urban areas. In our country, there is a socially distressed people or backward people are there. Those are called scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and OBC. These people always will have malnutrition. Why? Because they don't have the purchasing power, seasonal employment, seasonal unemployment, landlessness, poverty. As a result, they are unable to buy a 2 square meal a day, isn't it? So this leads to malnutrition, isn't it? So here, malnutrition not only confined to this particular SCs, STs, and OBCs. Among these also, women, particularly women is vulnerable. Women, pregnant woman, lactating mother, children below the age of 5, all these strata is facing malnutrition in India. As per 88-89, 11 crore people are there, those who are suffering from malnutrition. You know, what is the meaning of malnutrition? Not getting the proper calories of food is called malnutrition. You know, kwashiorkor, marasmus, all these are the diseases happen due to malnutrition only, na? Correct,
Yes.
Charan?
Yes, sir.
Now you see here if we observe the Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Orissa to sorry, Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, east to west, south to north, some of the areas, some of the places are marked for the this problem of poverty, malnutrition, starvation, and famine, hasn't it? Uttar Pradesh, eastern and south part. Uttar Pradesh naturally has a fertile land, Ganga's Ganga river, and this Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, some parts of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Isn't it? So in these areas, largest number of food insecure people are concentrated. Again, I am telling, all areas are not suffering. For example, South India. In South India, no state is there, hasn't it? Uttar Pradesh, North India only. Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, hasn't it? So in these areas, largest number of food insecure people are there. It means starvation is prevailing in these areas. As a result, famines also happening in these areas, isn't it? So everyone, we know that why poverty, who brings poverty means hunger only. Hunger, isn't it? Hunger is the main reason for the poverty. Other reason is there is no income for them, isn't it? So here, food security, if we provide the food security, automatically hunger will be eliminated. Not only present hunger elimination, but also future risk of hunger also will be eliminated by the food security. That's why Government of India felt to provide basic foodstuffs or food grains to the poorest of the poor people on free of cost, hasn't it? So that is the Antyodaya Anna Yojana scheme is there. Under this Antyodaya Anna Yojana scheme, all the people who are under poverty line, below poverty line, will get foodstuffs, food grains like rice, wheat, ragi, at the rate of 1 rupee per kilogram. You believe or not, hasn't it? So this is the scheme. Let us discuss in next subsequent issues, hasn't it? You see, from hunger point of view, if you observe the hunger is of two types: chronic hunger and seasonal in dimension. There are two types of hungers are there. Number one, chronic hunger. Number two, seasonal hunger. You see here, chronic hunger arises due to inadequate diet. You know, adequate diet, inadequate diet. If the calories are low, automatically it is called inadequate diet. So inadequate diet in case of quality, not only quality but also quantity also, isn't it? So here, the generally inadequate diet consumed by whom? Poorest of the poor people. It is a problem of poor people. Next. One more, cyclical hunger. Cyclical hunger means during the harvesting, food grains are grown. People get some food grains by working in the agricultural labor, farm as a farm labor, agricultural laborer. But during the non-harvesting season, the same people will not get the good food grains. This is also one challenge. This is called seasonal or cyclical hunger.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
A few people go on diet with low calorie diet. So will that be considered as hunger?
Who? You see, generally, as per the required calories are required, if they consume less than the calories level, automatically they are called as a hunger only. For the kind of information, among the people, those who are going to schools also, their nutritional levels are very less. Although they are coming from the allied families, rich families, their nutritional levels are very rich, very poor, doesn't it? Some people are habituated to eat the fast foods, doesn't it? So as a result, their nutritional levels came down. They are not considered as a poor. They are not considered as a starvation. For your kind information, we are discussing about the starvation, real sense from the point of view of village area and urban area. Those who are far away from the 2 square meal a day. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, here, seasonal and chronic hungers I explained. In the same way, in coming to the seasonal unemployment, seasonal hunger, if you take the example of construction workers during the rainy season, they could not get proper employment, and these workers won't get employment, any employment during the rainy season. As a result, that during the rainy season only, they will be experiencing seasonal hunger. That hunger is called seasonal hunger. As there is no employment for them, they could not get food for that, isn't it? As there is no income, there is no food stocks, isn't it? But fortunately, we can say that if we observe from 1983 to 2006 onwards, this both the hungers, either chronic hunger or seasonal hunger, gradually declining. But due to the pandemic situation in 2019, 20, 21, again it is raising. That's why Government of India decided to supply the foodstuff, especially this BPL ration card, wheat, rice, this ragi, etc., on free of cost till March 31st, isn't it? So it is extended up to March 31st. From last January, it is happening, isn't it? Next. So here, to overcome these problems, Government of India is implementing various programs from independence onward. You know, in 1964, our food production was 7.23 million tons. Million tons. Million means 10 lakhs. Tons means 1000 kilograms. By 2014, it exceeds 265 million tons. At present, we crossed even 300 million tons also by 2021, isn't it? Why this revolutionary things happened in agriculture? In 1968, we started green revolution. You know what is the meaning of green revolution? Using of high yielding variety of seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, providing irrigation facilities, etc., is called green revolution. In 1968, first we made experiment with wheat crop. So we got succeeded with a bumper crop. Before 1968, we were dependent on America for our wheat requirements, wheat consumption. But after 1968 onwards, we got self-sufficiency, means we are producing the food which is required by us, isn't it? Now, coming to the point of view of buffer stock. What is the meaning of a buffer stock? Buffer stock means the keeping of food grains in one particular place, known as buffer stock. Why buffer stock is useful means equitable distribution. In some areas, production is more, in some areas, consumption is more. We need to transfer this surplus production from surplus production areas to the deficit production areas or no production areas. For example, Punjab is famous for producing of wheat. Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, wheat. But we are consuming it. South Indians were consuming it. How it is possible means Government of India is maintaining buffer stock go downs from at various places. Did you ever see the Food Corporation of India godowns? Biggest godowns will be there, longest godowns, largest godowns will be there. Each godown keeps near about 1,000 tons, 2,000 tons, 5,000 tons of wheat its capacity, isn't it? So here from Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, wheat is being kept supplied to Karnataka and they are kept in the Food Corporation of India godown. This is called buffer stock. From these godowns only, fair price shop people will get the foodstuffs or grains like rice, wheat, ragi, kerosene, palm oil, etc. Isn't it? So this is called buffer stock. Buffer stock is being maintained by the Food Corporation of India. How they will procure? Food Corporation of India during harvesting season, they will collect this food stuff from the farmers. Wheat producing farmers are there. They will pay money to the farmers. This money also will be decided by the Government of India. This is called minimum support price, MSP. Isn't it? So MSP is declared by the Government of India before harvesting season only. So after harvesting season, FCI people will go to the farmers and they will get the foodstuffs like wheat and paddy, rice, etc. And they will keep that in that foodstuffs in the godown. This is called procurement. Procurement means collection. All of you are following me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you see here, these foodstuffs are kept in the buffer stock as a buffer stock in the godowns. Whenever the requirement is there, from the as per the requirement, they withdraw this and they will supply this from the through public distribution system. Already we discussed. PDS means public distribution system. At present, rice, wheat, ragi are being supplied, isn't it? Now, there are three types of supplies are mentioned by the government. Number one, Antyodaya Anna Yojana, who are below poverty line, poorest of the poor. They are poorest of the poor people. Antyodaya Anna Yojana, they will be provided at the rate of 1 rupee per kilogram, all the grains, food grains. Next, people who are having BPL cards, below poverty line cards, isn't it? Poorest of the poor is different, BPL is different, isn't it? Poorest of the poor means no income people. And a BPL people means they have income but below poverty line. They will be provided with the same food grain at cost. Now they are giving 5 kilogram per individual. If 4 people are there in family, they will get 20 kilograms of rice per month, isn't it? In addition to this, from time to time, they are supplying sugar, kerosene, palm oil, edible oil. Palm oil means edible oil, etc. as per the requirement of individual, isn't it? Now, third category is APL, above poverty line, others, isn't it? Others also are they are collecting high charges from them. For example, rice. If APL person requires rice, he need to pay 15 rupees per kilogram, isn't it? BPL people, they pay 5 rupees per kilogram. Antyodaya Anna Yojana people pay only 1 rupee per kilogram, isn't it? Now, as per the pandemic situation condition, Government of India issued guidelines to supply the essential commodities through fair price shops to all the people, BPL and Antyodaya Anna Yojana people at free of cost, not APL people. APL means above poverty line, they have enough income to purchase the food grains. That's why they are being given at cost. They need to pay money to get the food grains, isn't it? So this is the historical background, isn't it? Now you see, in 1943, I already told famine in West Bengal. So government of India during those days, from 40 onwards, they made rationing. Rationing means supplying of food grains in a limited manner, not unlimited manner, limited way they need to supply, isn't it? So here, this same program relaunched in 1970s with the report of National Sampling Survey. Already I discussed some data collection part will be taken by the responsibility taken by the NSSO, National Sample Survey organization. So this organization suggested to relaunching of rationing. So as per their condition, this PDS, public distribution system, came into existence in 1970s, and ICDS, integrated child development scheme, isn't it? You might have know the Anganwadi. How many of you know Anganwadi? Early child school, that is Anganwadi. Children are being sent to Anganwadi schools for the nutritional food. The purpose is to provide the nutritional food for the children, especially below 5 years age. And one more program, Food for Work, FFW. This is initially succeeded in Maharashtra, then subsequently introduced in rest of the country, isn't it? So these are the various schemes introduced by Government of India to alleviate poverty. These are all called poverty alleviation program. In addition to this, during 80s and 90s, Government of India thought providing of nutritional food not only good for the below 5 years age people, so it be made universal. Under the scheme, they made midday meal. You know, you might have know all the government schools will have the midday meal, hasn't it? So some people are not going to schools. They are drop out from schools, and they are going to the working in the field. Parents are claiming that if my child works, I will get the income. With that income, my family will
Sir,
survive.
shall we join again? This meeting is ending.
Okay, ma'am.